overheats. No! Game time for... Oh! Konnichiwa, Internet, and welcome to this episode of Old Men. Today we will be playing Ninja Gaiden. It's not so hard. It's not so hard. It's been a long time since I played this. And, yeah, so... Right away, your range of attack is quite short. It's pretty cool about how... See that I was kind of almost outside of range, and I still hit him. So they're kind of generous with the range on the sword, but you still gotta be close. You can't walk up walls. You can stick to walls, but that's all you can do. To walk up walls, you have to do this thing where you hold the jump button down, and then you quickly pull away from the wall, and then pull back towards the wall really fast, and he'll sort of inch his way up the walls that way. Other tricks to know, oh yeah, I guess I can't show you now. So I just got the weapon that's basically the weapon you need to have to beat this game. Like, you cannot, the way they made this game, they made it basically impossible to beat, honestly, without this weapon. There's a bug at the end of the game that forces you to start from an unfairly back location. Like, you'll get so far into the game, and then, yeah, so that little wall climb I was talking about, see, it's so hard to do. You gotta do it just perfect. And you can't actually use it to get all the way up. Oh, maybe you can. Oh, you can. Okay, never mind. So yeah, that's actually kind of difficult to pull off. So the weapon that I have up there is the spin attack. It takes 5 of your spirit away. So a breakdown on the top screen, we're going to pause it so I don't lose my time. You have your score, which is obvious. You have your timer, which is obvious. That goes away, you die. P-002, that means I have 2 lives left. The kanji symbol, and then the 35, that's how many spirit points I have for my weapon. That little blue and white sort of swirly looking thing, that's the special weapon that I have. Ninja, and then all the pink dashes, that's my life. Enemy, the pink dashes, that's the boss's life when you get to him. And stage 1 is where I am in the game. So now, when I jump in the air, I'm going to lose 5 points when I attack, and I do that little spin attack. That spin attack basically makes you invincible. It's almost like the screw attack from Metroid. So now, you'll notice there I didn't do it. So that's the trick with this game, is that if you hold down on the controller when you're in the air, you somehow, it's a bug, you somehow cancel out the ability to use that. So you can save your spirit for when you actually need it. And then you fight this guy and slice! Oh, you little jerk. Oh, wow, okay. There we go. So yeah, as you saw, I jumped through him and spun 1 time, took away all of his life except for 1. And then I got stupid. Twice. Okay, so I'm going to explain why what I showed earlier, the down and attack, is actually a bug in this game. So I'm going to jump in the air and attack, and you can hear the little sound, the little right? So now if I attack as soon as I jump in the air and just mash attack like crazy, you know, that was like basically 2, right? I do the 3rd one when I land on the ground. So now if I jump in the air and push attack, I'm going to mash attack while I'm in the air while holding down. Listen to the difference in the sound. Hear that? Hear that? It's like, you hear a million slashes. So that's the bug. For whatever reason, it allows you to slash like crazy in the air like that. There's actually some bosses where you can see that. One of the bosses you fight is like this, it's a zombie on the bottom of the ground that you're not supposed to fight, and then this clown nose thing in the center of the room that you're supposed to hit. If you jump in the air and do this, you know, you can hit it like once usually, maybe twice if you're super lucky. But if you hold down and mash the attack button, you can take away, depending on how fast your finger is, like anywhere from 1/4 to half his life in 1 jump. Oh lord. So yeah, that's the little interesting bug in this game. And then it allows you to also cancel out the spin attack, which is incredibly useful and necessary if you're going to beat this game. Because they made the last bosses really super hard, and if you die against any of them, you have to fight 3 of them in a row. And the first one's actually kind of easy. But then when you, if you die against any of them, you have to start like an unfair amount backwards. Like, it makes you go so far back, it's just like, why would you do that to a person? Apparently that was a bug that they caught during development, and the director of the game told them, nope, keep it that way. So, thanks, asshole. There's no reason for that. This game was hard enough without it. Even if you could start from the beginning of the last level, instead of the beginning of like the 4th to last level or whatever it is, the last boss would still be just so hard. that this game would still be one of the most difficult games ever made. So I don't even know why they did that, but they did. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna keep playing. You're gonna be a true gamer, and you're going to find ways to break the game. See, that's one of the things that the fighting game community prides themselves on, is they break games. You know, they find ways to get around things in games, you know, like no other community can. Well, you know what? There used to be another word for that, and it was old school gamers, because the only way you could beat these freaking games was by doing the same thing. One of the reasons I really like fighting games is because, again, like I said, it sort of harkens me back to another time when you had to be a serious badass to get through some of these old games. You had to find tricks to break the game to win. Alright. Hopping through the pillars. This is where a lot of people, you know, things can get a little crazy here. Gotta be a little careful. Woo! That was dangerous. Alright. Moving on up. No, you don't. Get off me. Another thing to be aware of, this game is one of those games where if you kill an enemy and then walk off of the screen and then come back, they will come back as well. So you gotta be very careful about maneuvering. If, you know, to beat an enemy and not get hit requires you to maneuver yourself to a position where you're going to leave that spot from the screen, don't do it. It's better just to take the hit. Unless you think you can beat the enemy without getting hit. Oh, hi. I didn't know you would turn around. You're smarter than I thought. Smarter than I gave you credit for. Give me my points. Alright, moving on. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and check out part 2.